So last night, Nikola Jokic had a 61-point triple-double, which is just so insane. And at this point, Nikola Jokic is one of the greatest basketball players to ever play. And that's not what this video is about. It's really what I wanted to talk about was as long as Nikola Jokic is healthy, you have the Denver Nuggets. I don't care who's on the roster or who's healthy. They're a formidable threat to be championship contenders in the playoffs. And I honestly think as the season has gone on, this team has gotten better. Their bench pieces, their starters, everyone involved, I feel like has the machine, the well-oiled machine has started to fully run efficiently. I feel Jamal Murray has quietly bounced back. Same thing with Michael Porter Jr. Aaron Gordon's doing his thing. Payne Watson and Christian Brown are doing their thing. And this is a team that I think as a contender has everything you need. And they're led by a player who is right now vying with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for his 4th MVP in 5 years, which, if possible, is absolutely insane to think about. Now, they went against the Timberwolves, who also have just gotten better as the season has progressed. They've figured out how to play with one another, which was something that they were struggling with to begin the year. And to me, this is the biggest part in all of this is that when you look at a game where not only is Jokic able, first off, the fact that he's shooting at the volume and with the accuracy that he is absolutely insane. It's just not normal what he's been able to do. And this is a guy that at this point, from what I remember being told, was ever since he won his first MVP, he spends 2 hours, 3 hours after every single game, win or loss, home or away, working out. He goes, hits the treadmill and does a full workout and then goes home. And that just goes to show is bro, if you're going to be a good basketball player, it's all about the work that you put in that people don't see. And Jokic averaging on the season so far 30 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. He's already averaging a triple-double at this point. He's officially averaging a triple-double, 57% from the field. It's just crazy to think that this is being done by a big man. 41.6% from three. Now, last night they didn't have everybody on the floor. They did have Jamal Murray out, Jalen Pickett, who's just grown as a player. Jalen Pickett, when I used to watch him, it was Penn State, right? Yeah, he was Penn State kid. And I just didn't think he was going to be this quickly of an impactful NBA player. And was another guy that I just want to give a round of applause that everybody has acted like he's a complete bum, but he's actually their backup center this year in 54 games, playing 11 minutes a night, 3 points, 2 rebounds. I know it's basically nothing. Zeke Nnaji. He's had moments. And I know last night, Russell Westbrook missed the layup and then fouled on the 3 to kind of kill their chances of coming back. Yeah, I'm well aware. It wasn't what they wanted, but to me, I think it goes to show that, yeah, there's still, things that they're trying to iron out. There's still things that could get better, but they're a team that is primed to be lethal, primed to make plays and efforts that I think are second only to some of, I would say, the best performances we've seen in recent history. I mean, some of the stuff we're seeing right here, guys, is LeBron-esque. I haven't seen anybody else do stuff like this. So that's the biggest part for me, is just looking at that like this. So keeping your eyes open and just knowing that if you have someone averaging a triple-double, we saw it with Luka Doncic last year, you're going to go a long way, and it's going to be fun. Now, Hunter Tyson's somebody that I thought was going to be way more impactful in the beginning of his career just because of how good of a shooter he is, but that isn't the case. And this is another thing, is that Nikola Jokic is insane. And at a time, this is where we're going to pivot the video. That yes, we're talking that there's still a championship contender with Jokic on the roster. But depending on how this season goes, I got a couple things that we're going to bring up right here. Depending on how the season goes, playoffs wise, there is a thought that if you could upgrade from either, I think you keep Aaron Gordon, but if you can upgrade from Jamal or Porter, you would, or find like equal versions on cheaper contracts to then add more depth, then yes, like you can't not have a great, like have an elite roster. So around Jokic, as he's still in his prime, I'm going to tell you something. I was told that Calvin Booth and Michael Malone have not spoken in 2 years. They hate each other. So basically, Calvin Booth's job is not to pay anybody from the championship team. That is what I was told. Now, jury's out on Calvin Booth's talent evaluation. I say it's like 50-50 right now. We really don't know if he's a Tim, like the same level Tim Conley was or not. But when Tim left and Calvin got hired, ownership basically told Calvin, this is a lot of things you find out with the NBA, is that some of the boneheaded moves or the head scratchers aren't always because so-and-so said they had to do, so-and-so wanted to do this. It's usually owner doesn't want to pay luxury tax. Owner doesn't like this person, or owner likes this person, wants this person, is telling you to get paid. Like I heard a story that I believe it was Wes Wilcox when he was the GM of the Hawks. Tony Ressler wanted Dwight Howard. So basically he had two options. He signed Dwight Howard, and he would get fired because he knew that was just going to be a terrible roster, or he doesn't sign Dwight Howard and he gets fired for going against owner's wishes. What do? Well, you sign Dwight Howard regardless of what you want to do or not. And that's because when you're put in a predicament like that one, it's sometimes way easier for organizations and teams and everybody involved to make the easy choice, and that is to not have to worry about job security. Because at the end of the day, I felt like I've said this phrase repeatedly, job security is the more important than winning a championship. I think everybody wants to still have a paycheck hit their bank account. They still want to be able to have a roof over their head, and they still want to be employed. And if your boss tells you to do something, you got to do it. So the moral is that the Denver Nuggets need to optimize Nikola Jokic. That's what we're going to call this video.